Gegenpress on Football Manager is OP. Apparently, I know nothing about it. But today, we are going to be looking at ways to make a Gegenpress even more overpowered. Is that even possible? Yes, it is. Let's get stuck in. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to be looking at player recruitment, staff recruitment, player DNA, tactics, and what else? There was something else. Training and training schedules to help your Gegenpress even more overpowered. Today, what we have is my Southampton offline save. I might start streaming this for some odd reason. My best Football Manager saves are offline. I've got this odd feeling as well. If I start streaming this, everything just starts to go downhill. We've already got 3 away games in a row, and you guys know about away games in Football Manager. But today, we are going to be using my Southampton save as kind of an example, but also we are going to be loading up a Porto save where we kind of done half a season. I didn't want to do a full season because it's not necessarily just about the tactic. It's about how to make your Gegenpress effective, suited for you, and even more overpowered. So if you feel you are going to like this video, it would be hugely appreciated if you like this video. Likes really help this channel and this video grow. I know I stress that in every video, but it is also very, very important. So like this video, you can subscribe, but also in the comment section, you can give me some video ideas, what tactic to do, what player to look out, any good Football Manager content. But let's get stuck in to this. So I chose Southampton. There's not necessarily a reason why I chose Southampton, but I did choose Southampton. The first thing I did was look at the squad, and I noticed that possibly the attackers are not suited for the Gegenpress style of play. So if we do look at our transfer history, look at players out, you can see that we sold Theo Walcott. Who else? We sold a lot of players. So we sold Theo Walcott, Stuart Armstrong, Elanusi, We also loaned out Samuel Edozie, and we are also trying to get rid of a couple players as well. So we're trying to get rid of Adam Armstrong possibly, and also Musa. This guy. But there's a reason why I'm trying to get rid of them, and it's because they don't necessarily have the attributes I'm looking for when it comes to a Gegenpress. What attributes do we need? So after doing a lot of research, but also looking at the Liverpool squad to find out why their Gegenpress is so effective, what attributes are needed for a very good Gegenpress tactic in Football Manager. And these are some of the attributes that I found are very, very important. First, mobility. We are going to look at physical. For mobility, you kind of want acceleration, agility, and you don't necessarily need pace. Pace is an added bonus. We got balance here, we got natural fitness, and we got stamina. Stamina, natural fitness, you kind of understand already why that's going to be needed. Looking at the mental attributes now, we got aggression, anticipation, bravery, composure, concentration, decision, determination, teamwork, work rate. When it comes to technical ability, we've only got one thing here, and that is first touch. Now, it's kind of impossible that you are going to find the perfect player. So now if I knock this down to kind of 14, we aren't necessarily going to find anybody. For one, we are Southampton. For very, very good players, they're not going to be interested in joining Southampton. But what you can do is knock some of these attribute values down to, I've knocked it down to 13, and already we found one player, Rasmus Falk. Looking at his attributes, he's looking very, very good. He's got absolutely everything that we would want from a player in our Gegenpress tactic. You kind of figure out where you want to play him. In our tactic, it would be a DM because we are using a 4-2-2-2-2-2. The reason why I wouldn't put him out on the flanks is because we are using inside forwards. His finishing isn't that great, neither is his pace out on those wider areas, but he looks like he could be a very good roaming playmaker for our Southampton side. So if you are kind of looking for your perfect Gegenpress model player, then this is kind of what you would do. You would just load up these attributes and you will kind of search for someone who has all of these attributes. Or you could do what I did at Southampton. You don't necessarily have to match every single attribute, because once again, it's not likely you are going to find the perfect player in Football Manager. So what you can do, you can match 13 out of 14. You can knock these back up again up to 14, which is a good attribute. And here we can see we are seeing a lot of players now. 81 players have been found. 81 players have been found. If you want to be a little braver, you can knock this down back to 12 and then increase the attribute to 14. 14 being a good attribute in the Premier League compared to the average attribute in well, the Premier League. And here we have Franco Shervy, who isn't necessarily my sort of player. We also have this guy. He's interesting. He's a DM, someone that I wouldn't necessarily have looked to sign before, but for our tactic, for our Gegenpress, he could be a very, very good ball winner for our Southampton team. Now, if we're looking for a striker, again, it's very unlikely you are going to find the perfect player up front. So what you can do is just remove a couple of instructions that you might not necessarily find that important for a striker. So for me, I've removed bravery, which you kind of need to be brave up front in a Gegenpress, but we also have left aggression on. So we might not necessarily need both the aggression and bravery. Concentration, I have also removed that. And this is my search. We've got Marcus Leonardo, who is a very, very good youngster on Football Manager. Not only is a good youngster, but he would also be very, very good in our, well, hopefully he would be very, very good in our system. Lassina Traore, Bamba Dieng. You can see we've got a list of 28 players here. So now to kind of back my point, what I was saying earlier about, well, Liverpool, what I have here is the Gegenpress DNA attributes. I've knocked everything up to 14 and then we've got match 13 attributes out of 15, which is a very, very high match. And here we've got only 2 players from AC Milan, 1 from Arsenal, 1 from Athletic Bilbao, 2 from Barca, a few from Chelsea, surprisingly, but they don't necessarily play Gegenpress. I have a feeling if they did, they might be fairly decent. But if we scroll down, just look how many Liverpool players are on this list. And this is one reason why Liverpool are very, very effective at Gegenpress on Football Managers, because they have the players to do so. And they've got players in certain areas. So up front, they've got Salah. At the back, they've got Van Dijk, Matip, Tsimikas, that guy, Fabinho, Thiago, Robertson, Konate, and Jordan Henderson. They're the team with the most players that matches this Gegenpress DNA. And for me, that absolutely makes sense. So to kind of conclude, I have made 3 signings in my Southampton save, which actually, being Southampton, very good tip. I'm just going to talk about this very, very quickly because the video is not about this. But if we go to transfers, go to clauses, go to in, you would notice at Southampton at the start, you can actually get a lot of money this way. I've made about 15 million or something like that without even selling a player, literally just selling my clauses. I think one of them might have been, was it Van Dijk, Højbjerg, Danny Ings as well. We've got a few million from Danny Ings. Basically, we just got a few million from this page, simply just selling our clauses. So that's how I afforded these 3 players. Number 1, we have Kamal Samoa. I mean, I think all 3 of them are attackers because that is the area that we needed to improve on. So we can see here, Kamal Samoa, he looks very, very decent. Physically, he looks very decent. He's got acceleration, pace, stamina as well, natural fitness. It can improve. For his mental attributes, you can see technically he's not actually very, very good technically. I'm hoping that can develop, but when we're looking at his mental, he's got the anticipation off the ball. He's very good at reading the game. He's got high work rate, teamwork. He works really well. He can understand and try to follow team instructions. He's got the flair for that kind of unpredictability. Decision making is where he lacks, but other than decision making, he doesn't necessarily lack, you can say, aggression if you want to be nitpicking, but then again, he kind of makes that up for bravery in attack. We also bought Mbala Nzola, easily my favorite player bought so far. Physically, absolute monster. Mentally, he doesn't necessarily work hard, but he's got very good teamwork. He's got very good off the ball determination on 16. He's highly aggressive and he can finish. And we also bought João Pedro, 30 million up front, none of that installment business. And there we are. You can look at his attributes, very, very good. But it's not just about players, it is also about the staff. If you've been watching my recent videos, which I'm sure you have, you may have noticed a little upgrade, especially watching some beautiful gameplay just like this. And it is because I've had a PC upgrade. Thanks to PC Specialist, I'm able to play Football Manager with the highest settings. Forget this PC 3D graphics capability thing, but this isn't a brag because at PC Specialist you guys also get 30% off in all orders, and I'm gonna take you over to the website quickly. If you are interested in the system that I've got, you can see the specs here on the screen. It's also in the description down below. So if you guys want to do your research, make sure you go and do your research. But you can see the specs here on screen. Or if you're interested in making a computer yourself, designing it yourself, you have the option to go for an Intel-based PC or an AMD, or you could just simply design a gaming PC or a streaming PC. I've gone for a streaming PC because I'm a streamer and a gamer, and you can go with these sort of templates here. So if I just configure this one, the Creator Lite, configure the PC, here I can change or select a different case. If I don't like this case, I can go for a more expensive case, or I can go for a cheaper case. I can change the motherboard if I like. I can change the memory. It's all down to you, because you do have £30 off in all orders using the link in the description below. So make sure you go and check out pcspecialist.co.uk, and I'll see you back in the game. Staffing for me was pretty much straightforward in my Southampton save. There isn't really too much to it. So what I did, it went to coaching. I went to coaching qualifications and selected Continental Pro license. Tactical style, you can go to tactical style here, and put is on Gegenpress. And then lastly, I went to general. I went to rating just to filter out some of the good stuff, and then this is what I done. And for preferred job, if I'm looking for an assistant manager, I would look at some of the assistant managers. If I wanted a new head of youth development, I would have done the same thing. Goalkeeper coach, fitness coach, normal coaches, performance analysts, and even scouts. Again, we can look at the staff that I brought in. So these are the staff that I brought in since I've been in control of Southampton. We brought in Dario Serna. I know some of you guys are familiar with him. He is now our director of football, tactical style, Gegenpress. We also got a fitness coach, tactical style, Gegenpress. Rhett Wyman, he's now our head of youth development. You can see he's not necessarily the best, so I might actually make a different video and kind of update you guys on how this went. But tactical style, Gegenpress, working with youngsters. Hopefully now when we are producing youngsters, we are getting youngsters that can actually play our system. Chris Neville, fitness coach, Gegenpress. Ella Trench, sports scientist, Gegenpress. It just doesn't matter. Every staff here, every staff that we hired, down to David Lowe, loves to play the Gegenpress tactical style. And what staff without training? Yes, we have our own training schedules for our Gegenpress. Let me go to my training. Let me go to my calendar. Schedule, sorry. Select schedule, and there we have some custom schedules. Gegenpress, when we have one match during the week, this is what I'm looking at. So we have team bonding, we have defensive shape, and we also have attacking movement. Now I'll explain why. The reasons being, if we look at the impacts, tactical familiarity, they are getting used to the mentality, the passing style, creative freedom, trigger press, marking, tempo, width, position, role, and duty. When it comes Why am I clapping? When it comes to a Gegenpress, you want everybody to be very, very familiar with the system that is in, that you have. So if I go to my best team, what I have made as my best team, you can see with the familiarity, it is very, very high. And one reason being is because we have these sort of schedules where they are learning the tactic and their roles. That is very, very important. Then we also have attacking and tactical. Again, tactical is looking at the tactical familiarity. That is the main impact. When it comes to attacking, the main impact is these sort of attributes, but then we've got tactical familiarity, happiness, team cohesion, transitional press. The attributes that is looking at are attributes that is very important for a pressing system, defending from the back or defending from the front, sorry. And yeah, we've got this training schedule. For me, it is perfect for Gegenpress. When it goes to individual training, you can see here as well, everybody is in the role that they are being used in a tactic. Livramento is currently injured, which is one reason why I haven't put anything there, because I'm really looking forward to be using injury rehab. But Kyle Walker-Peters, you can see wing back on support. Ibrahima Diallo is on ball winning midfielder, which should change because I was using a ball winning midfielder at first before I changed it. James Ward-Prowse, our Roman playmaker. Shay Adams, our pressing forward. But Nzola is our, again, I changed that. It was pressing forward on attack. Now it's advanced forward on attack. So these players actually might not necessarily be fully familiar because some of them are on the wrong role. So if we do look here at the tactical familiarity levels, you can see everything is fluid. Position, role, and duty is accomplished, but hopefully that gets to fluid once I nail down the individual training. The training effect, you can see everybody is doing fairly well. João Pedro, new signing, is doing really, really well. Kamal Soa, he was doing well. obviously not this month. Who is the other player? Mbala and Zola, who is also doing fairly well in training. But some of our young guys, Mohamed Salisu, doing really, really well. He's getting some game time. He's doing, well, really well. I've said that about 3 times. Romain Purud as well, the left back. Romeo Lavia, who I'm very interested in seeing later on in the years how he develops. So that there is the training, but what's the training without the tactics? For me, this is the tactic that I am using, which was a preset, and all I've done is tweak certain roles. The preset would have had Diallo as a ball-winning midfielder on defense. I've changed that to a defensive midfielder on support. At the back, I believe both wing backs were on support, but I've changed my right-sided wing back to attack, mainly being because in the preset they had both of these guys on attack as well. And I felt at Southampton we just did not have that quality to have both wingers on attack. So when it comes to preset, you literally load up the preset, and what you would want to do is kind of tweak it to what suits your team and the level that your team are currently playing at. At Southampton, we're just not at that level to have both of our wingers attacking. We kind of want our wingers to drop back a little, kind of help us with the press as well. And one good thing about having a fluid team fluidity is that the fact that some players you would notice in the match engine, they are covering, which is also what you would want from your Gegenpress tactic. Some fluidity with positioning. If our left winger goes to press, you don't necessarily just want now a massive gap behind him. Possibly you would want someone to come over and take his position in order to still have that effective press. In possession, now in possession, this is where things get interesting. This is what it looks like. Again, it is just the Gegenpress, but we do have James Ward-Prowse, who is technically an absolute beast when it comes to set pieces. So what an idiot I would be without playing for those set pieces. So that's our secret weapon. Again, we're not necessarily going to outplay every team. We're not just going to outpress every team. We might want that secret weapon. And when we're playing against Liverpool, again, they are very high pressing, very aggressive. They're going to be better than us at doing so. So we can play for set pieces to kind of get our secret weapon. In transition, it's literally the exact same. Out of possession, again, it's literally what the preset has set. So that's my tactic. You can see in the schedules as well, we are doing really well. Well, I say we are doing really well. We got absolutely hammered at home against Manchester City. We went away to Anfield. We done really well. We done really, really well. We were 1-0 up at half-time, surprising enough. But we also smashed Tottenham 2-0 at home. And I kind of want to show you guys some of the clips from this game, because this was this was the game where it inspired the video idea, because the Gegenpress was just insanely good. So let's watch some of the clips. In Football Manager, I am absolutely loving just trying out some new camera angles. So today, this is our camera angle. If you want to know what it is, it's TV, but everything just literally just zapped to the left. So here's Kyle Walker-Peters with the throw-in, throws it to Adams. He collects the ball to Walker-Peters, gives it back. That's a car. James Ward-Prowse, our Roman playmaker, slices it on the ball. João Pedro over the top. Lenglet intercepts, and it goes to Hugo Lloris. And straight away, you can see that we are trying to stop Tottenham from playing out from the back. We've got our João Pedro, and Zola, Adams, and Sowa, our front four, kind of man marking. I also forgot to mention as well, when it comes to opposition instructions, you don't want your team shake necessarily to break, because you don't want to get played through easily. So you have to look where you think would cause some, I don't know, your players to get out of position. So at the 3 at the back, for an example, we only have 2 strikers. If a team playing at the 3 at the back, if a team is playing 3 at the back, it's fairly easy for them to play out from the back if we're trying to man mark, because we are going to always be leaving one player free. And in a Gegenpress, if that player gets the ball, our players are going to be instructed to run at that player and press him. So there's always going to be an open player for Tottenham to give it to. So when it comes to the central defender, what I did is literally ask my team in the opposition instructions, never tight mark, never press, and tackle it on easy. So we're just cutting off passing lanes rather than pressing him. So secret weapon. I told you about the secret weapon. James Ward-Prowse with the corner. He's going to whip this into the middle. Son tries to clear it. Kyle Walker-Peters is looking to keep up the pressure. Ward-Prowse at the far post, and there is 1-0. But that goal, unfortunately, got disallowed. So here's the next highlight. Connected car plays it to, well, Walker-Peters has the ball now. Look at us moving the ball so quickly, I cannot even keep up with the players' names, and that was a very, very good chance. Kyle Walker-Peters with a free kick, plays it into Diallo, looks for Nzola, but it gets intercepted. And look, instantly, as soon as we lose the ball, we want a counter press. We want a counter press. We want Tottenham to rush their decision making. So Diallo here, as soon as Nzola loses that header, he doesn't just stay up there and just, you know what, I've done my job, or I tried to do my job. No, he's actually going to come back and try and win that ball, puts pressure on Oliver Skipp, forces Oliver Skipp to play that pass. It gets into Son's feet, Davies now, and Davies is kind of trapped here. Lenglet plays it back. This is what we want. We want Tottenham to play it back, plays it to Sanchez, Sanchez to Skipp, and there we are. We forced an error. We absolutely forced that. James Ward-Prowse gets the ball, plays it to Sanchez, but that gets caught out again. So Tottenham win the ball back. And what are we doing? We are working tirelessly to try and get that ball back. And this is what I mean about having my winger on support rather than attack here. So he's tracking back Davies. Now there's 2-on-1 on Davies. We win the ball back again. Walker-Peters, ex-Tottenham, plays a lovely ball to Adams. Adams into the box. Nzola should be finishing that. But we did grab a goal. Here's Perud and Nzola into Shea Adams. Adams out wide to Sowa. He's got the pace to get there. He's inside the box now. That could have been a penalty. Davies brings the ball out. We are going to press Son here in this area. Kyle Walker-Peters does excellently well, but Son gets the ball back. Here's Delort. Slassu wins that. Here's Lucas Moura on the ball here. Doherty. So bear in mind, now we're in a very, very defensive area here. Here's Salisu, the goalkeeper. Back to Salisu. Perud, and we just get the ball further up the pitch. Here's Ward-Prowse, the Roman playmaker, plays that pass out wide to João Pedro, cuts back, Nzola in the box, and it's 1-0 to Southampton. Kyle Walker-Peters with a throw-in, throws it to Sowa. James Ward-Prowse with the ball. Shea Adams. You can see the narrow attacking football as well. Even though we haven't set it to focus down in the middle, or our attacking width isn't narrow, you can see that a lot of our footballers want to play in the middle area of the pitch, especially our inside forwards wanting to cut inside and get in that channel. And look at that pass. There is Nzola in between the two central defenders, and that makes it 2-0 to Southampton. Here's Lenglet with a deep free kick. This is like Tottenham really couldn't get out of their half. Look at that, on them straight away. Spence didn't even manage to get a touch there. James Ward-Prowse plays it into Sanchez. And again, the pressure's on now. We win the ball back, and the first thing for us to do is keep that pressure on. And Davies wins the ball. Sessegnon has the ball, and then we win it back instantly. João Pedro, he could have had a shot, but he plays it to Adams, and really that should have been 3-0 to Southampton. But we lost the ball fairly often, but we also won it back even better, even better. Here's Davies with the ball. I think this is at the point now our legs are starting to get tired, and now Tottenham are starting to get into the game with their shots. If this starts to happen, you can easily drop your mentality. You can make subs. This is why having a very, very large squad it's beneficial. It is beneficial. Here's Sessegnon. You can see now we're a bit laboured out. We're a bit laboured getting out to the player, to the attacker, and putting pressure on him. Look, our legs are starting to go now. You can just see it. Tottenham are starting to find space. Sessegnon through on goal. That could have been 2-1. But that there was the end of the highlights. Does this tactic just work at Southampton? So like I said, I didn't want to play a whole season and focus this video on results, because it's really, really not just about results. I just want to talk to you guys about a Gegenpress. So I plugged this in at Porto, and to be fair, I'd done 17 games, and it got to this point where it was like, yeah, this works. Even though I am Porto, the best team in the league, again, I stressed to you earlier, it's about having the right players. Now, Porto clearly have the right players for this tactic. I believe they play a 4-4-2 in real life as well. We have scored 56 goals, only conceded 8. We scored the most goals. We had a few shots against us. When it comes to dribbles, we are second. Possession wise, we don't necessarily care about that. But the PPDA in the league, which is, it kind of measures your press, and you can see here, we are by far the best pressing team in the league. So at Porto, like I said, at Southampton, is also about unlocking your secret weapon. We don't necessarily have a James Ward-Prowse set piece taker, so I have removed play for set piece, and that's basically the only difference between the two tactics at Porto and at Southampton. Southampton. Also, another impressive thing at Porto is that we got through the group stages. So if I go to the group stages, I think we was in C. No, we weren't. So if I go to group stages, groups are, we were in B, we topped the group. Monaco and Inter Milan are out. We actually all finished on 9 points. So yeah, we lost all 3 away games, but we also won all home games. Now, the away games, they're difficult to manage because I also want to get the best results in the league. So it's the case of dropping players. We did drop players, we did rotate, which worked really well at home. As you can see, not so much away. I mean, in our Monaco, very tight games. Those games could have went anywhere, but Seville, I mean, yeah, we got smashed. We got smashed. But unfortunately, that wraps up today's video. The tactic is available for download. The training schedules are available to download as well. Even the player DNA thing is available to download. If you have liked this video, don't forget to like this video. Literally like it. You can also smash subscribe. You can leave a comment. All of that good stuff will help this video grow. I will see you guys soon. Stay safe, God bless, and peace out. And for your nerds who want to see more about the tactic, we can play a little game at the end. Here we have Inter Milan in the Champions League at home. This is the team that we're going with. Let's roll. So here is João Mario Otavio now. João Mario on the ball. He's going to run down the byline successfully. Kind of, he tries to play in Otavio, but Acerbi intercepts. Handanovic clears the ball, looking for Lukaku. We need to win that. We cannot let Lukaku have any aerial challenges. Here's Barella, Nico. Press him, please. Oh, we almost did, and they've just hit the bar, but that's offside, surely. And yes, it is. So we have a throw in deep in Inter's half. Hopefully, this is our chance now. Otavio whips it in, and it's fallen to Barella, but Pepe gets there. Here's Zaidu now. Pepe. We've got 2 Pepes. Meccano plays it to the second Pepe. Oh, what a pass. Ivan Nilsson! Out, and it's wide. So when it comes to the opposition instructions, I forgot to show you at the beginning of the game. They're playing 3 at the back. So Bastoni, we are not going to press him relentlessly. Here's Hakan Çalhanoğlu, whips it in. Oh no, Brozovic on the edge of the box. We managed to clear the ball. So we can keep pressure on. We should be marking this guy down the byline. No, but we force Gersons to play a back pass. Here's Handanovic. Oh, we intercept it. Here's Medi. Now it's time for us to put some pressure on. João Mario looking for Ivan Nilsson, but doesn't get the ball through. Here's Dumfries out on that flank. Barella in the middle. Lukaku breaks through the defense, and that has to be offside again. Surely that's offside. Goal awarded. It is goal awarded. So we are 1-0 down at halftime. This isn't great, but we do have a free kick. Otavio whips it in. Far post. Pepe. Good save. Good save. Boy, penny. It's a pen. I'm not quite sure why there's a penalty, but check in VAR. Penalty awarded. I'm not quite sure for what, but Medi's about to step up. Hopefully he buries this. And what a finish. Keeper could have saved that, to be fair. So just looking at the average position map, this skin was made by Wazzy. It's called Tato. It isn't out yet. Just like the game, the skin is in the beta mode, which is why it hasn't been made public just yet. But looking at the tactics, I have noticed they're playing very, very deep, lightly trying to hit us on the break. So with my DM, I'm just going to move him to DM, which we can see will hold his position. He just, yeah, basically holds his position and trying to help us prevent those counter attacks. If you want to go very, very ham on that, you can use a halfback, though we're not necessarily possession based, and I think a halfback, it works really well in the possession based tactics. So we've just moved our DM to defensive midfield. Now hopefully our Roman playmaker actually pushes up a little bit as well. So we do have a throw in deep in their half. Zaidu throws it to Pepe. Pepe, the winger, cuts inside. I think he's gonna have a goal here. Oh, he does. He fluffed his shot. Fluffed it. So here's Ivan Nilsson on the ball to Zaidu. Zaidu, that's an awful pass. Awful pass. Here's Nico Barella. We force him down the flank, but it kind of helped Dumfries in this situation. Dumfries whips it. Lukaku, big man, but the header goes over the bar. So we have another throw in deep in their half. Here's our playmaker. He gets bullied by Skriniar there. Here's Edin Dzeko. Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Hopefully we can stop that. There we are. There's Otavio working hard. Medi plays it to Ivan Nilsson. He's a bit far from goal to have a goal. Otavio over the top. Oh, Ivan Nilsson. That should have been 2. Here's Otavio with a widest free kick. Medi. He nips in front of the defender and the goalkeeper, but it may be offside. Has he moved too soon? The VAR are checking. Goal review, goal awarded. And Porto have turned this game around. What a comeback for Porto. What a comeback for Porto. 1-0 down to... Oh no, FM, no instant replies, please. Here's the fry on the ball. FM, no instant replies here, please. DeMarco, Bastoni, the players are feeling a bit leggy. I can feel it. Bastoni, De Vrij, Barella looks over the top, but we intercept that. Here's Otavio. He's going to play it over the top. Here's Ivan Nilsson. Are we going to grab a quick fire double? Ivan Nilsson to the post! We can see here, look how deep Inter are. Literally, all their players, apart from number 90, is in the advanced area of the pitch. And that is the final whistle. Porto have absolutely outplayed Inter Milan. Not only did they outplay, but we also show some strength and some mentality. Being 1-0 down against a big team and coming back 2-1, I am very, very happy about that performance. And that actually wraps up the video. So I'll see you guys soon. Stay safe. Peace out. God bless. And mwah.